Hello again. I wanted to do some videos on DVDs, starting with my movies on DVD. I don't have a huge collection, but I counted it up. I have 33. So I'll be doing, this will be the first of a 3-part series. I'll be kind of going over the movies in alphabetical order, 11 at a time. Yeah, I'll just be kind of tapping on them and showing you the contents and not really giving a critical review, just mostly general reflections about each of them. And I have the titles faced to the back so that you're not distracted by them along the way. That way they can be a surprise as we go along. So the first Amelie. It's in this box. It's a 2-disc set. A bunch of special features. A painfully shy waitress working at a tiny Paris cafe, Amelie makes a surprising discovery and sees her life drastically change for the better. From then on, Amelie dedicates herself to helping others find happiness in the most delightfully unexpected ways. But will she have the courage to do for herself what she has done for others? Simply a beautiful movie. Probably my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I like the way Amelie as a movie kind of makes you be able to look at mundane things in a magical kind of way. Let's see what's inside. Opens from back here. That shot from when she was a little girl. And Amelie's beautiful bedroom. They don't show a lot of it in the movie, but there's the scene of her sitting in bed watching the scenes. So these 2 panels have plastic, the panels that are holding the DVDs. And this one's cardboard. It's another thing I like about the movie is just the way it looks. Her charming apartment. The charming city. I believe, yeah. I think it was shot in Montmartre, but I'm not sure. Oh, maybe not, because it's not shot where it's set, but I don't remember. what's on the featurette, though. Yeah, the look of Amelie. Should we talk about that in there? So we'll just move that to the back. As we go. So everything stays. Next is another favorite. This is the first time I ever saw Christian Bale. I saw this movie when I was in high school. I don't know if I read the book before seeing it or shortly after. It's a little bit more disturbing, but not disturbing in a, it's, you know, it's disturbing in kind of a black humor kind of way. I'm normally not a fan of violence in movies simply because I can't help but picture how it feels. But in this movie, the violent scenes are actually some of the more comical ones. And that's kind of what I like about it. I like being able to laugh at something that normally would disturb me. But there's much more to like about it. Like, again, the texture, his apartment, the 80s, the way he likes to list and detail the objects of his life, the way he catalogs his products and his routines, his friends. Got Willem Dafoe, Chloe Sevigny, Reese Witherspoon's in there. Just a throw. There's the DVD, uncut version. I don't remember. Yeah, I think this version is here uncut. And then it talks about what you'll find in here. American Psycho from book to screen, film with commentary, deleted scenes, and then a big old write-up about the adaptation. Got the chapter index. Calling cards is a good chapter. I think that's a popular scene. People like Apt Pupil Square. That's a good one. I used to make really long outgoing messages on my answering machine. And I remember one time just straight up recording him chopping up Paul Allen and the whole sequence and making that my outgoing message. Again, I think this would probably be in my top 5 favorite movies. Let's move on. This is kind of harder than I thought it would be. Next is Apt Pupil. DVD store, pre-rented copies, so you can see some of the warping on the cover. Before I had heard about this movie, I would find myself watching documentaries about the Holocaust era to try to find relaxing scenes. After all, people will often handle memorabilia, files, and those. So the second day in a row that my boyfriend came home from work finding me watch those, he goes, "What's up there, Apt Pupil?" So in this movie, you got Brad Renfro and Ian McKellen, and what does it say? They put it kind of succinctly on the back. Ian McKellen and Brad Renfro star in a dark drama about a 16-year-old honors student who recognizes an old man living in his hometown as a hunted Nazi. Compelled to reveal the secrets of his death camp past to earn the boy's silence, the German fugitive derives a sinister scheme to implicate the teenager in a dangerous psychological game. That sums it up pretty well. It's a great psychological thriller just because I love, I don't know, it's hard for me to really talk about what I like about it intelligently because it's been a while since I've seen it. But David Schwimmer is also in it, and I really enjoy him. And I enjoy him at almost everything I see him in. The first time around watching Friends, Ross wasn't my favorite, but I think if I were to rewatch the series, he'd be one of my favorites. I did want to mention that there is a relaxing scene in here. It also happens to be just a good scene in general. Not really much going on in here since it was just a pre-rented copy. So the scene is when he gives he finds a costume, like an old Nazi costume, to give him. And when he's unwrapping it, he unboxes it slowly because he's kind of drunk in the scene, actually. But then he sees what it is and he goes even slower. And there's tissue paper. And then the scene turns from relaxing to strange and thrilling. Just because of how they start to impact each other. It's a very well choreographed scene. Yeah, there's a lot of... Oh, shoot. I forgot it's Stephen King. It's based off of a Stephen King short story or novella. I think so. No wonder it gives me chill bumps. Especially the part... Well, I won't go into detail, but it is an entertaining and thrilling movie. Oh, that was loud. I'm sorry. I think I'm just gonna let them stack over here. The next one we have, nice pretty cover. The Aviator. Nice. Look at the way his eyebrows look. could see this in theaters, and I just remember how intense the plane crash scene was. And funny, actually, one of the scenes I particularly like, or one of the parts I think about a lot. Well, not think about a lot, it's just a funny part. Where, it's during the sequence where Howard Hughes is, kind of keeping himself locked up in his room. His hair and nails are all grown out. And he has that conversation with Juan Tripp on the other side of the door. And he says, "Here's the point." And he taps his long fingernail into the door. I like to do that when I put on nails. Here's the point. Let's see how it looks on the inside. Not much going on with the DVDs themselves. That's the special features. Got Kate Blanchett and Kate Beckinsale. And Mr. DiCaprio, first disc, movie and widescreen. The next one is another Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Basketball Diaries. It's a good one if you've never seen it. Sometimes I just like to watch just to be touched by his performance. Sometimes I just like to watch. It's not easy to, the scene where he's crying outside his mother's door at the end, near the end. In this, he portrays the real-life rock and roller and poet, Jim Carroll. This movie introduced me to PJ Harvey. She does that song Down by the Water in the soundtrack, and she was one of my favorite artists growing up, or, just as a teenager. I've just been rediscovering her music a lot lately. Here's the disc. Electrifying, a bust-out star performance. I can't think of any ASMR scenes in this one. One in a row with Leonardo. I think this movie came up in a video, maybe my trinket box video, or I think the butter knife came up. I don't know if it'll come up in the frame, but here's the branding I might have mentioned. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but again, in my another top 5, simply because it just had an impact on my life. While the movie itself is good and the book is good, it also had to do with the friends I was seeing it with and the freedom we found with each other. And I'll never forget it, no matter It's been 19 years, 20 years, yeah, since it came out. Well, yeah, 20 years now. Yeah. I just still get moved when I hear some of the songs from the soundtrack, like Spinning Away. It was just a special time in my life. And it is a good story about paradise not necessarily being some place you go. Here's the stuff. It's kind of just a lot of gobbledygook. So, there's the beach. Now the next one, even though it doesn't have Leonardo DiCaprio in it, it wouldn't be in my collection if it weren't for him, because I had read in one of those biographies about him that this was his favorite movie. It's an Italian movie. This particular copy, I think, is dubbed in English with some Korean subtitles, or that might be a different language. I find the movie kind of depressing. I don't particularly enjoy it, but sometimes it's fine just for texture in the background. There's the inside. Again, don't take my review of it seriously. It's just not my type of movie. This one, I don't know what this cover art is about, because these are not actors from the movie. My friend, we'll call her, for now at least, Carrots, and I used to really like this actor here, Hans Matheson. We saw he was in this movie, and we were like, let's check it out. It's not a bad movie. It's alright. I mean, it's just kind of, again, fun for texture, but I thought he was cute in it. So, there's the DVD. DVD. It's got Beth Winslet in there. It's Kate Winslet's sister. And these two, Charlotte Coleman, Peter Ferdinando. I don't really know them from anything else, to be honest. And this one, it's another movie. I think, I remember Carrots and I watching this together. I think we discovered it together too. It's based off of a real life crime drama kind of scenario. Another Brad Renfro movie. It's also got B.J. Phillips, Rachel Miner, Michael Pitt. That must be why we knew about this movie, because we were Michael Pitt fans. With Leo Fitzpatrick and Nick Stahl. Talk about, what I like about this movie is how all of these actors really grease it up. These are greasy, kind of, people or characters, and I'm not trying to insult anybody by saying they're greasy, but certainly is. You characterize people in a movie, and they're just like, it's just raw. It's raw. Some of the scenes are hard to, not hard to watch, but it's pretty basic DVD there. But it's just, it's good. It's raw, it's gritty, but it's also fun to watch because of the performances, honestly. So we have 2 more to go, because these 2 we've already done. Surprise, another Leonardo flick. This came out in theaters during Christmas time. I saw it with carrots. It's based on the true life story of Frank Abagnale Jr., I believe. He's very good at trickery. Disc features. Movie. Kind of like watching it at Christmas time sometimes. It's a fun movie. Sorry to tell you, but you've seen me talk about the last one before. In the Halloween video. Where's the back? Kind of getting tired of opening them, honestly, because I feel like it's loud. I don't think I'm going to do that for part 2 and 3, unless I know there's something cool in there. I'll check them out beforehand for you guys, because, it's just kind of another lap. Although this would be easier to trace. And I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but there is a scene in here I always thought was kind of relaxing. It's one of the times he's seeing Dr. Thurgood, and she's like, oh, and where does it come from? The solar plexus. And the solar plexus. She turns the page in the book, and she's like, the solar plexus. That's what it was like. You just had to rewind your trigger over and over. Solar plexus. And it comes out of where? The solar plexus. Like, her hands were quite at that angle, but that's just coming from here. And it comes out of your chest. Oh, it might have been chest. I don't remember exactly what. Solar plexus. Anyway. And it comes out of your chest. Solar plexus. Yeah, it was a good scene. Gonna leave you with that, I think. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. And my next upload may or may not be part 2 of this. I might intersperse with another movie. hear someone's garage downstairs, so I just edit this part out, see how it sounds. Hope you have a good night or a good day, and I hope I see you soon. I hope I don't take too long to get back on here.